do work together in the sense that we wanted to do something and brainstorm. I think it was Andrew that mentioned, let's use Miro. And like, oh, it will mimic the same thing as Unleash. Bottom line, if I was not in that room, that I would then know that there is a digital tool to do that same thing that we are doing at Unleash, I may have flanked that, like that interview may have gone south. Because even if I knew the technical aspects, for someone that is a designer in this room, even if you know the technical, I can design, but you do not know how to do it remotely because of the small question they asked you that you did not respond. Your own question could come as, let's say you're a designer, it could come as, oh, wow, Mr. Ade, your designs are really, really nice. I would like to understand your process though. If you were to come on this project, what is your how would you execute this in terms of deliveries? Like we have 80 designs and we will need that delivered, let me say, in the next 1 month. How would you, execute this project? A typical African might say, don't worry, as in, I've done this before. I'm very good at what I'm doing. I will just ensure that once I am done with all this design, I will put it on a Google Drive and send it to you. I'm sure right now, because you will say, of course, this person even still knows about the Google Drive to store it and everything like that. But you may not pass that interview. You know why? Because you just demonstrated that you will give them heart attack. And I'm sure you are asking, how did that answer imply heart attack? It is because you did not lay a clear milestone to say, oh, across 4 weeks, since we need to deliver 80 different this thing, here is how our first approach is. I would suggest that we break down these milestones. I will break this project down into milestones so that in week 1, I will ensure that this thing is put in this project. One of the things I will then come back for you is for you to get a feedback. And when I get a feedback on that, I'll use it to refine the next set of this thing and deliver. Like, you did not define a workflow that will support remote work with timelines and how you would communicate where you are on that project. If there is anything any remote employer dread the most, especially about Africans, is that we go incommunicado. Like, we just don't say anything. Like, you feel like, you've given me work now, let me just go and do it. No. What is, because they cannot see you. They can't tell if you are doing the work. So if at that interview, all you are communicating is your technical expertise, there is problem. There is problem. Because you are not saying what they need to hear, which is beyond the technical expertise you bring to the table. Now, that's being said, and I've used myself as an example, giving you the question. I would then use, let me see which of them I want to use. Should I use this HR lady? Should I use, okay, let me use this HR lady. I'm going to withhold her name. There's this HR lady that works locally in Nigeria for over a decade. And in her own case, she did not want remote global role. She wanted global relocation role. That's when you define what you are looking for, it determines the kind of opportunities and the platform you seek it from. In our case, what had happened is that was defined. Of course, we had worked together using the PPP framework, and I said, oh, this is the definition, this is what you're looking for, these are the things we need to do. And I remember telling her that your highest chance of becoming this international person on a visa-sponsored this thing to maybe Europe would be something that is not too far from you. When I say not too far, in terms of where you have worked, is there a chance that your current company is affiliated or is a franchise or is a whatever of an international player? I say, yeah, we are a like a multinational in quotes, because we are a clinical servicing company and all that. I said, fantastic. Here's what you are now going to do. You are going to use these strategies that I'm going to teach you to then position yourself on LinkedIn till the people in the section you want to go to within your organization will notice you. Because for us, it has to be strategic about. You are working in, let me give an example. Let's say there's a multinational like, let's just say Ade and Sons. I don't want to call a name. And that multinational has maybe subsidiaries in England, in whatever, in Austria and all that, they're like Europe-based. And that opening they have an opening that is global in nature, meaning anyone from across the world could apply for it. The first thing I want you to know is these people are more open. They are more open to taking someone that is within the industry, and better still within the same chain of organization. So if, for instance, like a Unilever wants to employ, they will first ask internally to say, oh, do you have any recommendations? As in, do you understand? It is when they don't find internal recommendations, they start to look for external recommendations. Now, in the case of this lady, I said, there is a chance that you might get internal recommendation because you're in this thing. But the point is, whoever is going to recommend you internally in that space needs to know that you exist here in Nigeria. So we did what we call like positioning by niche, by industry, and targeted towards the right people. So when something opened in that European destiny, of course, because these people had noticed me, and that is the way these things work, they will now call my attention to it. I've been seeing your this thing. I see you working on a Nigerian branch or in Nigeria, whatever. It is something you may want to check out. They then reach out to you on LinkedIn and say, check this out, because I think you're a good fit. This particular person, like I said, had a decade of experience in HR, and our own goal was to leave. There's another person that also, I'm going to withhold a name, but this person's goal was not to be, this other person's goal was to become a thought leader in our industry. We used a similar approach because for this person in this regard, that had the third person that had a thought leadership approach, it meant that something similar, industry leaders needed to see her, but she needed to then be called to speak locally and internationally, not leave our country. Now, then I said that there's always, if there is anything I've noticed, like these two people that I talked about, they joined the GOP right at different times, but the strategy always differs based on the initial clarity parts that they do. Because at the end of the day, what does PPP profile say? Profile building, platform optimization, positioning. So the way the profile of someone who is open to become a thought leader is built is different. Using the same framework is different from, because why? Again, I repeat, the goal was established at the very beginning. Is it global recognition, which was the case of this other thought leader, or global relocation, meaning I need a global to even leave this country, or global remote in my own case, which I said, I just want to work, collect dollar, and be here. Do you understand? So we were all clear. So in the phase that I am seeking global recognition, I'm just seeking, the kind of positioning I do will differ from when I am looking for money because I want to start earning remotely. So the goal always defines the approach of building the profile, optimizing the platform, and positioning. But is it possible the first thing I defined in this workshop, because I'm going to open it to questions in 5 minutes, in 1 minute, which is 9:15, we've already have spent 45 minutes, meaning if you are a starter, please, I just got to beg you, just follow the first thing I said, which is please go and, even if it is 3 months, just find someone that will employ you locally. Use that one to build ethics and technical skills. Then you can transit to the Fiverr, the Upwork, to build remote work portfolio. Then you can then move to the ones that are major, which is this thing. Do it step by step if you're a starter. But if you're not a starter, you're already here. You came with your own experience, but you are seeking whether it is global remote. I want to be here. Global travel. I want to couple live. Or global recognition, meaning I don't want work. I don't want to live. I just want to be seen as the authority. So you can be calling me for speaking engagement and be asking me to come to New York to come and speak. Again, that was Professor Funmi's case in the academia. She was already a professor. She was not finding work because even when they reach out to her from LinkedIn, a university in the UK recruit us and reach out to her to say how far. She'd interview, she declined. Then, Doc, I'm not sure I want to do this thing. Imagine someone declining lecturing this thing from a UK university. Because that was not the goal. She said, Doctor, I just want to be in the limelight. And I remember when she brought her testimony and she said, Doctor, the very first assignment, that article you asked me to write brought me to limelight. They've invited me. Now I'm speaking at the group. I said, I'm now speaking at the UNEP UNDP event. I was the only Black African woman there. I said, nah, so. But our goal was defined. Our goal was defined. And that's why I always encourage people, because even sometimes when you join the GOP program, they would want to skip the first aspect of the program. They want to skip the clarity part. I said, whoever does not have clarity about what they seek, we attract not. Because the idea is to ensure that you look like what you are looking for. Then this thing. Now, I will answer this question before someone even asks me. The most asked questions I get is, what about those roles that are on LinkedIn that they said because I am Nigerian, you cannot apply? I said, my sister, that means it is not a global remote role or a global relocation. It is not global. Any work, whether it is a UK or US or whatever, the work that is saying that you must be located in XYZ because there are days you come to the office, it is not a global work. It is an international work. There is a difference. Because it is international because you are in Africa, they are in distance. So if, for instance, somebody in US needs to come physically to Nigeria to work, they are doing international work. Do you understand? They are doing international work. International means internations. Do you understand? They are doing international. There is a difference between global and international. So if the thing is not open to people from different places, why? Because again, when I introduce myself, I say, I am a global opportunities expert. I teach you strategies on how to access global opportunities. So a category of that opportunity is jobs. There are other categories, scholarship, grants, and all those things. Those are global opportunities, right? So international is different from global. So it means that if a work is already clearly telling you this work is remote, but you must be in the US, you must be in Austria, that is not a global job. It is a local job that is by a US organization. So tell me why you are stressing yourself because you just saw remote in front of it. You assume it's global. Even me, I will hire somebody in Nigeria, they will work remotely. Is my work global? No. But is it remote? Yes. It's like the freelancer I said I hired. They are Nigerians, they are here. But were they working remotely? Yes. That is the same way it applies for all those US, Canadian companies that are there that will say it is remote, but you cannot. You will not be stressing yourself and be saying, why? Why? Why can't I do? Like I said, what it is. It is a company policy. Maybe the company is not even eligible to hire expatriates because of tax implications. You don't know. So before people ask me that question, I always say, please, the first thing you need to check is eligibility. Is it open to people from across the world? And before you say, but doc, if it is now that one that you have said, how do we now ensure we are finding the global ones? I said, there's a statistics that says that at least, is it 16% of the jobs that you are seeing on LinkedIn are global remote work. And if 16% and on a steady, you are having 14 million jobs open on LinkedIn within a span of time, calculate 16% of 14 million, then find one of those ones. Whoever, I don't like to deceive people. Finding a job is a job. Like finding the right one. Are there plenty that are open on LinkedIn? Yes. But is it work to find the one that is right for you based on your predefined criteria? It is work. So the next question you should be asking yourself is, can I do the work? Do I have the skills to do the work? Meaning, can I do the work of, am I committed to me finding? Or I just want to listen to Dr. Adesola talk about how great it is to earn in dollars. Or look at Dr. Adesola and say, look, magic will not happen if you do not dedicate the resources to get it done. Magic does not happen. If you like, pay for my GOP and you don't implement it, meaning you do not actively implement it, magic does not happen. When I say I have expertise, it means that when I teach you and you implement, yes, it will yield you. But I did not say I will teach you and you will sit down and we are good. No. So please, I always say, do you have the resources needed, which is time, knowledge, money? In the sense that time to study the program that will teach you. Knowledge, you currently already have the knowledge on how to go about these applications and positioning. If you don't, then you then need to define what you need to do next based on all my explanation of 4 kinds of people. Myself, remote N, the other lady HR, global relocation, the other one, global recognition, and the other one, global recognition. So please, when we define it, then we can then ask ourselves, what kind of global remote, whether it is recognition, relocation, this thing. When we define it, then we ask ourselves, what do we bring to the table? So if you've not worked remotely, which is always the hardest to get, right? Like in terms of then getting that cross, what are they calling it? Cross-border collaborative experience. That is one of the reasons we created the Workplace Fundamental Skills Program. That program will not only teach you the remote work skills, it's also designed to ensure that you are participating in cross-border projects during it so that you can always refer to that experience when you need to. I don't think there is any batch of WFS that we have held this year that does not have people from at least 10 countries. There is no batch we've held this year. So again, you realize that in your group, you are working with people from 5 countries or thereabouts that will teach you certain things that you cannot. It is only if you have been a part of it that you can refer to it. Until you do it, you cannot claim it. It is not claimable. You have to have done it or not, or you are outrightly lying, which I would never encourage. I would never encourage you to lie that you have worked in the cross-border this thing. Again, it is not a global, it is not a good thing to go and lie. Because it doesn't just work. But can you walk your way into having remote experience by signing up for programs that has that facility of you learn the skill, you also have the desired experience? Yes, you can, because there are several ways to do this. So we will say, let me go and find my time to look for the work, look for this thing and everything. That is one way to do it. I went through the volunteering approach because there was no WFS. So I had to get the skills and experience, volunteering experience somehow, to then present when it was time for the main work. But the good thing is, there's now WFS that can give you like the skills and the experience that you can refer to. So there are several approaches to do this. And there are people that go through WFS and will still go through the approach of volunteering because they probably need a bit of how do I put it, experience in their area of expertise, but it is actually done online. Let me give you a perfect example. There's someone that took WFS who is already a project manager, but wanted to still go the volunteer approach because he needed project management in a remote setting, in a remote global setting. So the position, it took WFS and GOP, Israel. So the positioning he built on LinkedIn was around positioning as a project manager who had the technical expertise, but then could volunteer his time on a project that was remote. So he needed it to complement that. So it just depends on what you define and how it pans out. Now, I will take questions. I've overshot my time by 10 minutes. I wanted to stop at 9:45 to take questions. So questions, let me see in the comment section if you already have questions. I'm a friend. Can you please help me? Okay. It's always necessary for whatever skill I have to produce a certificate plus references in order for me to have a remote job. Is it always necessary for whatever skill I have to produce a certificate plus references in order for me to have a remote job? So, Laurette, the first thing I would say is certificates. Whether it was me that landed a remote job, I did not have to present the certificate or reference at all. They did not ask me for reference, they did not ask me for certificates. The other person that has to leave Nigeria and go and interview in Netherlands, when she called me from the airport, they did not ask her for certificates because it was not relevant based on what they needed her to do. Because again, she was even in HR. Do you understand? So what would you have read as an organizer that would qualify you as an HR? The person that needed global recognition, no. They just needed to say that she has sense and understands what she's talking about. There was no certificate needed. There was no reference needed before they called her to an event that they are paying her $500,000 to come and speak for 1 hour. Do you understand me? Same thing with the Professor Funmi, right? I could go on and on. We Africans need to realize that the global space have moved on. They've moved on from a paper-based, you can do it, to show me what you can do. At that interview, I just talked about what they asked me. How will you execute this if it was this thing? So which certificate? So you think I would now enter that interview and I say, see, I am a certified design thinking expert. And see, drop it. I'm asking you, practicalize it. Describe how you will implement this design thinking on my project. Do you understand me? I don't need you to show me a certificate that you have knowledge of design thinking. A certificate shows you have knowledge. Demonstration, utilization of that knowledge on a project is what they want to see. So a lot of the time, a lot of people here will go and take PMP certification and they don't still get hired. Because you would get there and you cannot describe a project, but only you will be talking about. There are 5 stages of waterfall. So if you want to do the waterfall methodology, one of the things I would advise is, my sister, describe what you have done with it. Then start to, and actually, did I hear you? Somebody did it for me. I was trying to hire sometime, and the person was trying to me that I know the kind of questions I will ask you that will expose that you don't have work experience in it. Like you don't have, when I say work, please take note. I mean, you don't have work, like project-based experience, not that work paid. I don't care if the work was paid or unpaid, whether it was volunteering internship. That shows that you have not practicalized, you have not developed the skill to do the work. I know the kind of question I will ask you. You will not start hearing why, because they had crammed, when they were reading for PMP, they had crammed case studies. They had crammed all the waterfall, all the Kinecon Agile methodologies, all the PRD documents, product development, market research. They had crammed it. Where did that land us as a continent? All of us are having certificates, but Babu implementation. That is where it landed us. And I must tell you, especially for those of you that have experience, I want to get on global project like I did, whether it is Natural History Museum of London, because both places I worked, they were project-based. Like I said, I defined what I wanted. I was not looking for permanent stuff. I was looking for project-based stuff. That there was a funding body for, all those kind of stuff. Now, they were not going to get me to implement this thing in Nigeria if they did not know that I had done it before. No. So they did not care. Like, see, I'm even thinking through it because I am trying to think through that thing when I apply for it. They did not even ask me for educational certificates. Let's even start from there. Nothing, no reference, no education, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like my LinkedIn profile was enough to say I'm legit. Whenever I tell people that your LinkedIn profile is like, you know, the way you will say you have shares or ETFs or stock, that is what your LinkedIn profile is an asset. You know, the way you say I'm investing in mutual funds is the way you should invest in whatever it is that you're going to do with your LinkedIn. I did not have to say I am legit. They did not have to ask me for a reference before they knew I was legit. Why? I had done the right things, which is the same thing I teach on the PPP framework. Do this, profile building, platform optimization, positioning, using this kind of language, using this kind of listening. Voila, you are there, your asset is ready. And the beautiful thing about building such online assets is even when you stop looking and stop seeking, because you have already created it once, it's like a stock or shares. It will be yielding dividend. In the last 2-3 months, I can't say I've been online, but stuff has been going on my page. Of course, I have an executive assistant, right? That I'll just probably give a voice note and she will write it out and all that. But me actually being there too, I can't say I've done it. So day to day, we still got the partnership email. Why am I saying that? It's key that you know that an asset is whatever it is you invested in, and it can keep yielding results. That's what an asset is. But most people, whenever you tell them, oh, you need to take this program, they think about it like an expense. An expense is like you spend money on jeans. Jeans is not an asset. You spend money on, those are not assets. They depreciate. Your LinkedIn is an asset. It keeps yielding you results once you have worked on it once. So please, whether you choose to do it this year, and I will encourage the people that are here in this, especially if you have experience, please, please, please. You see this last quarter of the year, the one that is going to enter in October, is the best time for you to work on yourself. When I say work on yourself, invest in development of yourself. Internationally, once it reaches November, December, there is a window that opens. if there's anybody that probably has experienced before, you can say whether I'm lying or not. A window of employment opens. Why? That is always the time. For instance, if I want to recruit next year, by November, I am planning my recruitment budget. I am planning this and that. And because these days, it is for companies that want to recruit remotely, globally, I want to recruit Africans. It is faster, sorry, did I say faster? It's cheaper for them to recruit an African because the money they will pay is not as much as what they will pay someone that is where they are. So a lot of recruitment window opens at the end of the year. In my experience of teaching professionals in the last 5 years, this same framework. Professor Fumi that I was talking about, that she said, now I'm speaking on I can't forget, that opportunity was on November 13. She joined me in July on the GOP. Dr. Charles got his opportunity in September as MD of an oil and gas. The client I said that this thing, she worked with me in December. That opportunity came in the first quarter of the year. When I look at the trends, towards the end of the year, when opportunities always open last part of the year and at the beginning part of the year. By the end, quarter one is ending. People have, they should have finished doing their recruitment. So I always encourage people, if you have ever asked yourself, why should I join GOP now or join a technical program? Both programs are starting in November, first week of November, whether it is project management or group opportunities program or product management and all that we have at the academy. Tell yourself, because it is faster for me to see return on my investments because of this window. Build it, be ready for that window to open because it opens every year. Every year. It's just so amazing. The first Natural History Museum of London opportunity, I remember I was at passport office in December. I went to collect my passport. I was going to renew my passport. I was going to travel for holiday or something. They sent me that opportunity on December 16th. I can't forget. So we had seen your clinic on LinkedIn, and somebody had mentioned that they had done a project here, as in whatever, as in you had been their Unleash network once. I said, Kai, December 16th, I can't forget that I got that email. Of course, why? They were going to start the project in March of the following year. So they needed to have locked down their recruitment by end of the year. So I always encourage people that invest when you are most likely to get the faster return. And when I say invest, I keep saying it. It is one thing to invest in GOP or in program. It's another thing to invest the time. I strongly recommend. Somebody reached out to me from the UK yesterday. Yeah. I didn't even know who it was because the person I chatted on my personal line, I was wondering who is this that knows me in this manner. And the person was telling me how they know me. And I was like, oh, wow. Bottom line is, this person is in the UK, right? And I see situations like that all the time where Nigerians have relocated abroad without that plan of building their assets. After a while, it is not one, it is not two, it is not three that have come back to them and say, oh, now I realize I need to do this because this thing I'm currently doing here, it's not actually a career building anything. I'm not building any career. I actually want to be building a career. Then they come back. But there's a difference between working and building a career. They come back and come and do the right things. I had people come back from UK, Canada. When I say come back, US. When I say come back, like they will come back and say, okay, doc, that thing you were saying that was flying over my ears when I was trying to travel because I thought that travel is the ultimate. It makes me global. I now hear you. Come and teach me now. Because I will say, see, This thing I'm teaching is universal. It has nothing to do with where you are situated. It is the same rule if you're an African. Same rule. Now, so please stop looking for certificates. Maybe you're an entry-level person, and that is why you think your certificate doesn't do nada. Nada. Are you literate? Please take notes. When I say certificate doesn't do nada, I'm not saying education doesn't mean it. Do you understand? Like, education and certificate are not the same. Do you understand? They are not the same thing. So please, let's be clear. So should you be educated? Yes, because that is a basis. That is like you must be educated. Like, have education. Be able to read and write and, reason logically. That's education. But if you think the certification or certificates of an MBA, MSc, MA, that you are doing is this thing. If you like, come on my WFS. And your target for coming on my WFS is so you can display certificates. We call our academy the Global Employability Academy. I did not say Global Certification Academy. Sometimes when you see people online advertising schools, they will be saying, we get globally certified. That is what they are offering you. Certification. Me, I said, get globally employable. Our target is different. So when you come on my program, some people send me this thing about the project manager. They say, is it a certification? Can I take your program and use it to write a certification exam? I said, and they'll say, why? It's not because I don't teach you well, but I don't teach you theory. And those certification-based exams are based on heavy theory. What is this? What is an agile methodology? I don't teach you that. I teach you fundamentals in Moodle 1 to say, terminologies in this thing, terminologies in that. The people that are creating courses in my academy, whether it is me or external facilitator, they are professionals doing job on site. So they teach you the practicality of the job. How will you execute the job? Because that is the gap I've seen in the market. I don't want to be another edtech that is all issuing certificates. At the end of the day, they cannot hire you. And we're back to square zero. I don't want to be part of the problem in the education space. I want to be part of the solution. I want to create solutions, products that we need, not product that is easy. Is it easy to even advertise what I'm offering? It is not easy. Why? Because you don't know it. It is alien to you. So I have to use energy to talk about why this is good for you. But will I shy away from doing the work? No. Because I need to help people understand that the goalposts have moved. What used to be a criteria is no longer a criteria. And when you are applying or you are doing something, trying to achieve a goal, and you do not know what the criteria is, you would never pass it. Because you don't know what the criteria is. It's like someone should say the criteria to ensure that you are getting food tomorrow is that you must wear green clothes. Whereas the thing that has been happening before is that for you to get food tomorrow, you must wear a blue clothes. The fact that you don't know that the criteria has moved to green, you will wear all shades of blue, which is what people are doing. All shades of certification. Data entry certification, cybersecurity, they will wear all shades. You'll be seeing 10 certifications. Because why? They keep saying, maybe if I add this extra certificate or certification, I would get in. But I said, my sister, if you like, wear blue, green, teal blue, the kind shade of sky blue, royal blue, burgundy blue, anything blue, be changing your shades of blues. You will still not meet the criteria because you don't know what it is. You must know the criteria before you can even compete against it. And that is why I hold these sessions every now and then. When I enlighten you on the criteria, should part of the criteria you need be residents at the Skill for Work Academy as a program, get on it. Should it not be one of the things we offer, go find it in a place that can teach you the practicality of it. But at least you know what you are looking for. You are clear of what you need to find. Now, well done, Ma. Are you going to help me with the first remote job? I have experience on site, but I've not done any remote job. I'm seeing what Mr. Banky Adenis replied. I think Mr. Banky Adenis had done a fantastic job of that reply. I don't even think there's anything I need to add. He said, are you going to help me with the first? How do I help you? That's the question. Is it to show you where the jobs are? I have said LinkedIn. Is it to give you the skills? I have said join the academy or go and work where the skills are present. So whenever people say, can you help me? Are you asking me if I will help you apply for it? Do you understand? So you need to first define what exactly is help. What are the ways I can help you? Helping you to understand what you need. This is what I am doing. Helping you to give you programs that can help you build the skill. That is what the Skill for Work Academy was created for. We have the Workplace Fundamental Skills Program. We have the Global Opportunities Program. We have the Project Management Program. We have the... If the help you need is that, I have my this thing, but I want to transition into high-paying, high-in-demand, say, go and do project management. I have given you advice. That is the help, helping you achieve clarity. But if the help you are looking for is that somebody will help you sit down and apply for the job, I don't offer that kind of help. Do you understand? That one is on you to get done. I don't offer done for you services, even when people pay me millions. I don't do it. Will I teach you on my programs what to do? Yes. Will you be able to do it if you follow it? Yes. But will I sit down and help you? And I always say, if, in fact, even in my free program, I will share my screen. This is how you find jobs on LinkedIn. You will find it. It is not about finding. Are you even clear on the one you are looking for? Because they exist, plenty, millions of jobs exist. So you must, what exactly does help? What help do you seek? That is what I had explained. You need clarity. What do you lack that is stopping you? Is it clarity you lack? Come on the GOP, do the first part of GOP. Is it the skills you lack for the remote work? Come on WFS, go and get the remote worker skills. Is it application, how to apply that you lack? WFS will even teach you how to apply. Like, what do you lack that is missing, that is stopping you? Because trust me, you have experience on site, will not cut it. Every other person here has experience of their work, whether it is HR, whatever it is they're doing, they have experience, but they are here trying to figure out what is remaining. Do you get it? They are trying to figure out what is remaining. So what help should you be seeking is the question I'll throw back to you. How do you best handle time zone question when an employer seems hesitant to work across Africa, Europe, US time difference? I love that question. You know, we Africans, we feel entitled. Doesn't that person know that time they want to hold that meeting? I am going to be sleeping. Hey, as per, you want to work in the US time zone, or you are not willing to adjust your time. One of the first things I will say how you address that hesitance. Let me give you a perfect example. If somebody, because I have done remote work before, so I'll give you an example of I have done remote work before across 6 time zones, 6 different time zones. I'll answer like me, then I'll answer like if I was not me. If this question was asked of me, the person said, oh, wow, you're just talking about the 6 hours US time zone. Let me tell you, like on the Global We project, when I was working on it, I was managing 23 global locations across 6 time zones. I said, here is how the dynamics of what I did work. Anything I knew that it was going to be requiring me to ensure that I'm meeting up with my boss, who was in India, 4.5 hours ahead of me, I will make sure I schedule that time for our own lunchtime around 12, which is about what? 8:30 my own time. Even if I officially resume at 9 at UN Live, I would ensure that I drag the meeting back because I need to catch her around at lunchtime. So here is what I would do. Typically, once our own work hours are gone because she's 4 hours ahead of me, I then take my own break. I then take my own break, adjust for the number of time I used to resume early. Then afterwards, my subordinates, which are the people that report to me, one of them is in Alaska, who is 9 hours behind me. Meaning, if I needed to catch something with the person in Alaska, I needed to then start to chat at around 7 o'clock because that would be their own, 9 or 10 a.m. Me just describing what I have done on that project, not just saying, don't worry, I will manage it, will suffice. I keep referring and referring to experience over and over. Whether it is work experience, volunteering experience, project-based experience, community service experience, whatever, you need to be able to talk around it. So now let me answer as you. If you have never been in any situation like what I described, and they are expressing reservations around time, you may want to, one of the things I teach on the WFS, Module 1, is identifying your personality type and becoming self-aware of who you are. When people join that program and they are wondering why I'm doing such a Module 1, I say, when you become self-aware of who you are, you use it to work to your advantage. It means, naturally, me, Aderinsola, I'm a night crawler. My brain functions well. That's why you will see that if I want to do anything that requires my brain, I do it at night. Anytime, in fact, I make a joke of myself that my brain, that it works with sun until sun comes out before it's optimal, right? It might be a joke, but it is what it is. I'm very aware of myself. So when I need to do mentally tasking work, I do it at night. So me just talking about myself and seeing how self-aware about my natural disposition tells the person that this person already naturally works at night. So even if the US time zone, 8 a.m. we start at our own 2 p.m. Even if I needed to schedule meeting, because 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. is when you would then work, if you are working in the US time zone, or 10 p.m. as the case may be, depending on your number of hours of work. Now, the challenge with them is they're always thinking, what if I want to schedule a meeting for 5 p.m. their time? Will this person still be available? But when I'm telling you that naturally, even as I am in Nigeria, I don't sleep before 1 a.m. because I am trying to use my most productive time to strategize for the following day. I have used my personal preference to convince them. The next thing I will do is, again, I will describe. I'll say, then I would then tell them about how I will use technology to support myself. An example would be like, oh, fantastic. Even in my natural destiny, one of the things I like to be very organized and on time. Like while growing up, one of the things my dad hated the most was being late for meetings. So as what's it called? As I grew up, it became a part of me. So then as I got into the workplace, I realized that to actually even manage my time more effectively, I plan all my tasks onto a calendar so I get notifications. So I never get a chance to do these things. Like, in fact, I've had to work or I've had to ensure that some little tasks get planned into my calendar and I get notifications on Google so that I ensure that nothing ever misses me based on time zone. Then I would then have done my research. I'm like, for instance, in March, okay, don't let me use US now. Let's say in that's Europe. In March and in October. Like, for instance, like in March and in October, I understand that there's always a 1 hour time adjustment because of daylight, this thing. So one of the things I would do is ensure that all the meetings I have around that time is scheduled on the calendar ahead of time. So if there is a difference in the 1 hour on such days, they need to understand that you have global exposure. The thing a typical African would not think about. How aware are you of the differences that can lead to your lapses at work? You cannot want to get me into, even if I've not done the remote work before. I know, I am telling you off my hand right now that time will change in March, time will change in October. And I am aware of it just by being knowledgeable of when the time changes. So they need you to be like, many Africans cannot actually demonstrate that they have a global. If you've not done WFS and you're in this room, I think I'm just laughing. The entire module 7 of WFS, where I teach life skills, is answering questions like this about understanding time zones. There is a lesson on module 7. I don't know whether it is lesson 1 or lesson. No, it's not lesson 1. I think lesson 7 on module 7. Where I talk extensively around this. I really do encourage you to get on it because, like I said, when I created the Workplace Fundamental Skills program, I created it as a remote work program, meaning from the skills of it to the etiquette of it to the unsaid things around it to even the money, how you collect, do you understand? Aspect of like, how do you then, process payments and everything? Like if you're working, what do you need? Like I talked about everything you will need around it. Then put it into a program, which is why I keep telling people, it is not, I am not bragging, but my Workplace Fundamental Skills program doesn't exist anywhere. Because if you have to teach those skills, you have to have experienced it. And I didn't just experience it in remote work. I have won global opportunities that's taken me across 5 continents. And I have been an academic, a professional, and an entrepreneur, all in one. So the experience I have, I doubt if other people have it because I'm at the intersection of everything. I would think about things from an academia point of view. I would think about it from an entrepreneur level, like when I am employing staff, what is lacking? I think about it like when I go to school, all these students, when I'm teaching them, why am I angry that I asked them to submit something to my Google email and they are sending me email with shizu for nizu, love for joy, all those nonsense. They don't even have email etiquettes. Do you understand? So that I've seen the perspective from everywhere. I have seen the different sides of the coin. What will annoy someone who is a lecturer in school? What will annoy me as an employer of labor? Now, what's probably even annoyed my employers when they employed me globally because I didn't have that exposure to maybe certain things. And I put everything together, designed it into a curriculum, and I called the Workplace Fundamental Skills Program. And my alumni named it Remote Workers Program. That's the best thing since sliced bread, as far as I'm concerned. Like, I really, really love that program because I know the amount of work we did to create the curriculum. It's such an addition to the world. So I hope I've answered your question regarding time differences. You need to be able to talk about your awareness of their all the things that can happen around them. Your awareness of the tools, the digital tools like your calendar management system. That is one of the things we teach in Module 2 of WFS, your calendar. And of course, Module 1 of WFS, self-awareness. What is your personality type? Can you use it to talk in favor around what you bring to the table? I am on LinkedIn for a while now, but I've not got any remote job. Is it a must I pay for premium? Premium is $40, right? Oh, Lord. I think I should start creating clips of this answer because I get them all the time and create those clips. Maybe we need to actually find this recording and create them into clips. So I'm on LinkedIn for a while now, but I have not got any remote job. Is it a must I pay for premium? I'm going to share you my screen, right? Showing you my LinkedIn page. You know why I want to show you my LinkedIn page? I want you to see a prompt that will come up when I load my LinkedIn page. Now, this particular prompt, right? You can only have that prompt if you have never paid for premium, right? It will tell you to try premium for free. Can you see my screen? So every single thing I teach you, it is what I practice. There is no book, there is no theory. I don't teach you Google knowledge. I'm teaching you my life. Do you understand? This is what I am doing, and this is what is working. So there are some opinions I might even express that somebody, your favorite, whatever LinkedIn coach as they call themselves, may say, speak against, and I'll say, okay, uncle, I hear you. Your favorite LinkedIn coach says, no, I hear you. I am not a LinkedIn coach. I am a global opportunities expert. I teach you strategies that will help you build a profile, even outside of LinkedIn, that will help you attract. My PPP framework, I have implemented it on a consulting, international consulting platform before, and it still got me inbound opportunities. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Like, it is a framework. I teach you, it doesn't matter where you implement it, it will still get you inbound opportunity. Inbound means attracting, people reaching out to you. That is inbound opportunities. So the main focus of what I teach on, like GOP, for instance, is for, which is the one for advanced people, like this, people that have experiences. Can we build you up to look like somebody that somebody should be reaching out to in layman's language? And why did I have to share? I keep sharing it. The only person, say 80% of your professional network find this thing. Try premium for free at $0. I have never paid for LinkedIn premium. And I have accessed nothing less than 35 global opportunities across 9 categories. In May, we got into the MasterCard Foundation EdTech Fellowship, a 6-month acceleration plus 100,000 USD. So, which is why I keep telling people that one of the reasons professionals pay for LinkedIn Premium is that they feel it is an easy way out of their problem. I understand you are a professional, you don't have time, you just want to bring money out and just pay for that thing, plug and play, and go back, and it's going to work. Unfortunately, building a personal brand that will attract inbound opportunities, money cannot do it. Like when I say money, like paying for an app, a plugin, an add-on, a something, a subscription, cannot do it. I have people, again, you remember I was mentioning all this UK. Someone on my program 3 years ago came to me and was talking about blah, 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 how they have gone, how can I, as at that time, I think the program was even subsidized by almost 20%, as in 80% or thereabout. Let me tell you something, GOP, that's a Global Opportunities Program, used to be 500,000 when I created it. But then I used to offer one-on-one services in another format. But then I realized that I can't offer one-on-one service no matter how rewarding it is monetarily, because my life had grown to the stage that the work I currently do now needs my time. So I had to give, something had to give. I said, okay, this price is going to come after me in such a way that when I need to offer support, why do I offer all these things? People, after all, used to pay me 215,000 last year, even up to the beginning of this year, to talk to me one-on-one to get clarity. And I'll collect my money and go and sleep. But I know that if I had to take one-on-one calls, I hated my life towards the end of last year. Monday to Friday, I was booked. Taking clarity calls, taking coaching calls. I said, no. The 10 million I intend to reach in Africa, look at my profile. You see that is there. The 10 million I intend to reach in Africa, I cannot do it. I need to do a communal and group approach, which is why I say, let's do group programs. Normally, to get extra support, you will pay me extra money. But I said, no, do GOP. Pay for the courses. I'll now come and support you in November for 3 months with a group of people. Everybody that paid me for the last 3 months. I'll hold your support in November. So you have access for that time for 6 weeks, ask your questions and everything. We'll do walkthroughs together on Friday nights for 3 hours, 7 to 10 p.m. Like, I can offer my support for free when it is a group of people. Right? Because again, it is about what I am trying to build. So please, I always say LinkedIn Premium. If I have never paid for it, and I am telling you for free, all the opportunities I have gotten, it is not audio. If you have time, you can go way back to my LinkedIn profile, down. You will see maybe all those travels, all those opportunities. When I post them, you will just take your time. If you have time, go back several years. You will see it. So your $40 in Nigerian money is about what? Maybe 60,000 naira. You will pay for it, nothing will happen. Do you know what LinkedIn Premium gives you? LinkedIn Premium gives you access to be able to send people that you are not connected with a message, e.g. recruiter. You can send a recruiter a message. In addition, LinkedIn Premium will help recruiters, because recruiters on LinkedIn have a recruiter dashboard. Now, in that recruiter dashboard, people's profile come up when they are trying to fill opportunities or roles, or they are headhunting. So it means that when you pay for LinkedIn Premium, it's just like ads when you're doing social media. Do you understand? It will help you rank higher in the face of that recruiter. Well, guess what? You know why it doesn't work? When I teach PPP, that is profile building, platform optimization, positioning, your LinkedIn Premium helped you to do the last P, meaning it helped you to position in front of recruiters. So what happens to the P1 and P2? Profile building and platform optimization. What do you think gets you to have inbound opportunities? Again, let's even talk about it in normal language. Why would someone see a girl and say, and I'm going to choose that girl for something, like he has not had interaction with her, but just sight? No? It is because there is a physical attraction based on what they consider a goal for them. That is the way LinkedIn works. So if you do not know how to do profile building and build that profile, you do not know how to optimize the platform, the skills and all those sections, by the time you start ranking high in recruiters, you are showing up as people who recruiters are seeing first. True, I saw you first, but you don't seem to have anything that I'm interested in. So you have just paid to be seen. You won't get called. Do you understand me? So you are doing the last thing first. And I always tell people, I'm not adverse to LinkedIn Premium. If I need it now, I will pay for it. Why? Maybe if I need to get something and I need to access a recruiter that I'm not connected with. And by the way, even on my GOV program, I always say, I've even found ways around it. My profile is solid. My profile is so solid that I don't think there's anybody I want to be able to send a message to, that if I send them a message or whatever, they will not, a connection request, that they will not accept me. Why? I have done the work of being the value, looking like the value. So when I send you stuff and you look at me, check me out, there's no question of, is this person an addition to me or something? That's the thing about global, like the LinkedIn. It is not a platform. It is a selfish platform. People judge you by how you look. So don't let's get it twisted. Having a badge of LinkedIn Premium it don't matter if you don't do the work. It is what it is. Some people say, Doc, let me just give you these meanings. There is a politician that comes to me at the time to say, Madam, let's just do this. So I said, okay, if you like, give me 7 million. I don't do that for you. the work of me bringing out the value in, how will I do it in your obsession? That I even used to do done with you. To put into perspective for you, when I was doing done with you, meaning they will come on coaching programs with me, we'll do like, let me say, for across 4 different sessions across 2 months and everything. Those done with you that used to cost millions. I've had worked with ex-presidential aspirants, head of aviations. I have worked with these categories of people. Sometimes when I look at the client base I have and their portfolio, like I'm impressed with myself. I'm just saying. So it means that for me, I need to tell you the truth. Because if I could tell those ones the truth and say, Oga, I understand you just want to pay 60,000 to get this thing over with, it will not work. That is why you will go and pay somebody to optimize your LinkedIn. Say, take money, just optimize my LinkedIn for me. You will still come back. I've had people do it over and over and over, and they will come back and come and take GOP. Because they say, it did not work. That person is a UK-based coach, UK coach. They did the thing, see, they know. I said, it will not work. You want to subcontract your personal brand. To who now? So please, it does not work. Oh, please, I'm just telling you the truth. But if you want to pay, you can pay. Ding will be happy to have your money. Once I have landed a remote role, what are the best ways to build trust and visibility with global managers who don't see me in person? Once you have landed, that is another game entirely. Under GOP, I talk about maximizing your opportunities. Because trust me, you think there is politics in African setting, you never see politics. You think there's politics, you never see politics. You'll be shocked in these places at the level of politics. You know, an African can be angry at you. And you quickly know, Africans, we have this habit of, we are not happy with this. You will know that the person is pissed. That one. They will be smiling, laughing like this, and they are hedging you out of whatever opportunity that is there. Like, you will not even have a clue. Like, and if there is something I noticed about we Africans, we like to talk a lot. Like, we like to show, I mean, no one pass. Like, we like to talk a lot without. So you get asked questions a lot. And you just be doing, you'll be downloading, like anyhow. I said, pause, take a step back. Who asked the question? When they ask you a question, return the favor. Why? Don't carry the money in my head hard to your own. Let me to tap from your head. You need to learn the practice of asking questions when you are working globally. Because you'll be shocked when it is now time to give a presentation, or the one they collected from your head. And the moment they just say, we've opened this and say, I would like to go first. That's the next thing you hear. And you're wondering, what exactly is happening here? By the time they go first and they're going, and like, oh my God, like what just happened? Like it's a totally different ballgame. And because you are working remotely, people can't physically see your efforts. So it means that in WFS, I hammered this thing in Module 3, communication, workplace communication in the global space, Module 3. I don't know how to be reporting my work level on Slack. I said you never start. On Slack has to be your best friend. Slack has to be your best friend. Papa, you'll be tagging somebody. Here's level of, like, they do one, they report one. They do two, they report two. Work that you're not supposed to do and finish and go and say, I finished this one. Okay? I just want to do this thing. Here is this thing. Take a look at it. They may not even need your contribution, just so that you can see that they are doing the work. Could you please take a quick look at this? They will not tag channel, tag everybody. Can you please quickly look at this? Say, can this thing contributions? And they say, oh, thank you so much for your contribution. I'll now go back. You know what? They will not add more work to your work because you are constantly saying, I'm doing the work. But you are quiet. They'll be thinking you are not working. They give you one. You will now be overwhelmed. At the end of the day, your work will now mess up. Why? You are not communicating. I said that. Please, it's late. I wish I could answer everything here, but if you want answers to all these questions, most likely I've explained it in WFS, trust me, because I had to. So that African, you will not finish, I will not finish teaching you. That is why I arranged the modules in module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4. Like module 6, which is a penultimate, the one before the last, is how to sell yourself, meaning how to sell the skills you already acquired from module 1 to module 5, right? You have built all those skills. Now, how to sell the skills to the global skills is what we call self-selling module. That is where we teach you career asset and all those things. Now, module 7 is now about life skills. My brother, when you now finish getting the work, the emotional intelligence you use on the work, the design thinking, how you problem solve on the work, we now teach you in module 7. So you don't go and mess yourself up when you finish. It is a curriculum that is complete by itself. Trust me on that one. That's exactly what Dr. just, okay, no, not that one. I'm still having a challenge understanding Nigerian currency against USD. Kindly help me so that I can relate to my local currency in Zambia. So if you're asking this with relation to price of program, so if I say a program is $300 here, it simply means it is 300,000 naira. So just remove 3 zeros from the back. That's all. So if you go to our website and you see a program is 268,750, that's like $269. We use the 1,000 conversion. $269 is what the price will be. So if WFS, for instance, you go to our website and WFS is 107,500, it will be reading $108 in the dollar this thing. It will be $108. So just know that remove 3 zeros from the back, that is all. So if you say a program is 200,000 naira, 215,000 naira, like the project management program, for instance, and all those product management programs on our website, it means that it is $215. So you can convert that to your Zambian distance. And by the way, Moina can drop a link. Is Moina still here? Is it Mary? Drop a link to seller. So maybe our all products page. Mary, is it you that is here? Our all products page, that is www.itrainafrica. Let me just type it here on my screen. I think I'm still sharing my screen. itrainafrica.com, our products, itrainafrica.com, our products, / our products. All these products I'm talking about, you will see it there. So you can then decide. You will see the Global Opportunities Program there. You will see the Project Management Program. You will see the Product Management Program. You will see everything that we offer. This is our bestseller Workplace Fundamental Skills Program. This is our bestseller, absolute bestseller. 12,005 plus people have been through at least module 1 of this program across 36 countries. So when I say it is my absolute bestseller, I love it. That's a Workplace Fundamental Skills Program. It's a must-have for everyone. I kid you not. It's a must-have. Even if I say so myself, it is a must-have. Must have gone through. I have a contribution. I have something to say to contribute to what you've said, and I have a question, please. Please, where's your raise hand button so I can unmute you? Please, where's Mr. Banky Adenesi? I don't know where you are. Can you use the raise hand button? Are you seeing this meeting? Yes, I just need to use the raise hand button. Okay, now I see it. Okay, this person, Mr. Olani, had been raising his hand. So after that, we just take Mr. Banky and round up this session. That will be the end of tonight's session. Please unmute yourself.
All right. Good evening, ma. Thank you very much for this wonderful session. Highly impacted and transformed with this clarity, positioning, optimization, and everything. I've been following your work for the past 5 years.
Wow. The real OG. You are the real OG. As in,
Yes.
wow.
Some of the things you've shared over the past years have been helpful for me. I've been able to gain a master's degree, MBA in agribusiness. Okay, one of my question is, after my graduation, since I could not secure a job, I work as a tutor teaching secondary school mathematics and science courses. So after completing my MBA, I worked with a startup as marketing intern. So I've completed the program in another country, that is Morocco. So navigating and securing job, it looks so daunting and discouraging for me. And I really don't want to go back to teaching again after the skills I've from the things you've shared with us, like volunteering, I've participated in hackathon with some other jobs and everything. But right now, it look as if nothing is coming forth. So I really don't know.
So you said you have how many months of internship in marketing?
I had 6 months.
And what were the things you did?
Um, Number one is I research on the market needs and help with developing the MVP, and also we did the validation, and I carry out my final thesis. So I also work with graphic design using Canva and doing some video editing and everything. So those are the things.
So do you have a portfolio built somewhere?
I,
You
I don't
don't.
think.
Again, I feel like, I don't know if you've gone through WFS, but that is what I would recommend to you. Why do I say that? You have built technical skills. You have not built workplace skills for remote setting. Whether if it's even, like, it may not even be remote. For a tech-enabled space. Because the moment I said you have your portfolio somewhere, like that should be a default for what you say you know how to do. That I can see at a glance. So you see that you have done a master's, agreed. You have completed a thesis, agreed. But I would like to also reiterate that for the marketing, I'm assuming that it is digital marketing that you say you have put yourself in. Trust me, there are jobs. I have tried since last year, December, till date, to recruit someone that even has a decent digital marketing. You know, just when I say decent, not like at my level, I'm just saying decent. Like he can do decent. And I have not seen. Why am I saying this? Whatever it is you did during your internship should be able to be showcased. And the fact that you don't even have the skills or understand how to showcase it is a challenge. One of the things that we have to teach, again, I repeat, is how to sell the skills you have. That in itself is a separate business. Acquiring skills is one. How to sell the skills is what we call what in Model 6 of WFS. I honestly, one of the things that people are encouraging us to do, which I am so deliberating on, for people like you that I'm hoping you actually have some fundamental skills, is for us to offer modulars of WFS. When I say modular, like let me say WFS is like 100K for professionals, right? Some people are saying, oh, can we pay like 20K across 6 modules to get access to just one module? And a lot of deliberations is still going around it. To say, oh, I think I'll just pick up the self-selling model, which is model 6 on the cover, CV, cover letter, building portfolios and all that stuff. I said the challenge is sometimes, and not even sometimes, my recruitment sheet this year, we have had over 70 applications. People think they actually know. And I see it a lot because I'm interviewing, which I say I have cover from an employer's point of view. They come, they actually think they know. But again, when you don't even know what the global criteria is, you are not certain what you are measuring yourself against. So I didn't realize that in the actual sense, what I am afraid of is the fact that if I allow it based on the person's judgment of themselves to skip learning the fundamental digital tech project management skills they will need to support a remote ready work because they think they know. And they go and start doing self-selling under the model 6. They will still say it is not working. You know why? Because the skills, they have still missed it. I have seen, if you go to our Google review right now, go through it. If there is one common, repeated testimonial I have seen, it is about the fact that professionals will say, I thought I knew Google Workspace. I had no idea I could do this, to use this Google Workspace to work like this. I thought I knew this thing. I had no idea Canva could build me one-page website. Because knowing a tool exists, knowing Google Document exists, does not mean you know how to use it to take audio notes. Do you understand what I'm saying? And these are the things I used at UN Live. Because I am multitasking. They will hire you abroad. Only you will do 3 people's work at the same time. So I needed to learn how to use digital tools and software to make my work efficient. So the way you would use your Google Documents is not the way I will use it. Because you've never had it. Probably all the thing you have done with your Google document is writing a thesis. Do you understand? For instance, if I ask someone to go and review a document, like compare versions of a document, someone will now come and start looking at it manually. They say, use version comparison on Google, document comparison. And they say, how do I do that? Because they have never been in a work situation where they needed to do it. But again, I will tell them, get on WFS Module 2. And they say, what is a Module 2? I say, we teach you how to use Google tools and work with it. It's not Google Document and Google Sheet, I know it. Which is one of the reasons I have not tried to excel. I said, because I have seen enough. And I always say the highest level of ignorance is when you think you know, but you don't know. I know that for free. And I keep saying the same story whenever I come online. I said, I was at that point in 2018 in the UK. Amy Derry, I got a 4.92/5 in environmental chemistry in my master's. I got scholar to go and do a part of my PhD in the UK. I now got to the UK. I sat down and wailed at my level of ignorance. Then I went to go and redefine myself. So I honestly feel like what you may need to do, which I understand that may not even be convenient for you, but again, growth never comes with comfort. I feel like you may need to might need to add on to what you have already done in the form of masters. If you had probably asked me when you went to do that masters, I would have said, can you do WFS first and use it to get something before investing in the masters? I honestly feel like masters is, you are doing well in something, then you need to have advanced knowledge of it. It will not substitute workplace skills. It won't. It's another academic thing. I like the fact that you have done that internship. That is a fun. That is why you can see I'm not even commenting about the master. I like that internship bit. But then I cannot even vouch for the level of knowledge you currently have in digital marketing. One way I would say I can test. I don't know if my operations manager is on this call. Our careers page. Go to iTrain Africa Careers. Just go to iTrain Africa Careers. Find iTrain Africa Careers. I think there's still a role open, like marketing associate or something. Like my marketing associate, for instance, is like, let me say you must, all the things you say you currently know how to do. Canva, videography, editing, setting up digital campaigns and everything are the things that are required. Why am I saying this? We have interviews from time to time because I know we still have, like, let me say one will open my marketing team. If you want to be able to test if you will meet up, because again, when I am judging people in my interview, I judge them based on my global standard. There's no, do you understand? You want to be able to test if what you have matches up to par. Get in, apply. I'm sure an interview will be scheduled maybe sometime, when you have enough candidates that want to interview. Now, it will help you know where actually you stand. And yeah, but based on my judgment right now, I honestly feel you need WFS because masters will not substitute it. Thank you. Mr. Banky, you are the last person for the night before we go.
Thank you, Dr. Ma. Good evening, Doctor.
Good evening. Good evening. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm unmuting you. You are not unmuting.
I'm unmuted now.
Okay, yes, I can hear you now.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ma. Thank you so, so much. This is my first time of talking to you direct. I'm so happy. I'm very, very happy. Okay, yeah, I don't want to stretch you further because of our time has been fast spent and because of every other participant in this meeting. You mentioned a few things that I remember. You're talking on the clarity that I need to dissect myself. I need to ask myself important questions to know, to have a clarity of who I am and what I'm applying, job I'm applying for. So you mentioned GOP. I thought GOP is the technical skill, if I'm correct. Okay.
No.
Okay.
So technical skills are things like project management, product management. Those are technical skills. GOP is more like a personal bringing, like what's it called? A self-development program for advanced self-development program where whoever has experience can then build a personal brand around that experience to attract opportunities. So it's like teaching you strategies. It's a personal development program where you're teaching you strategies on how to use what you already have to get the opportunities you want.
Okay.
But then you have to perform with the experience. Yeah.
Okay.
Unlike WFS, it can be experience or you can be a starter, like it's open to everyone.
Okay. Thank you so much, Doctor. You are saving my career because what made me to join. And then I want to thank Mr. Bolaji Olaniyi too. Thank you so much because you are my senior, Egmont. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you so much, sir. I don't want to say so much, but let me preview this. I was 10 years old when I lost direction, 1992. So ever since then, are you hearing me, ma?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so ever since then, and I mean, what I mean by losing direction is, there's this fatigue, there is this trauma that I struggle with for 30 years. It was when I clocked 40 that I started, I prayed. And that was when I started coming back to, should I say, normal way of doing things as normal human. So coming in contact, fast forward to iTrain Africa, coming in contact with iTrain Africa, I'll now start, it's now clear to me what is purpose, what I need to do with my life, not just my life, my time. So, Dr. Man, you have saved a life from destruction. You have saved somebody's career. And I still have those wisdom of secondary school. I will follow you back to back. I'm telling you. And then I those wisdom of, if you don't know a subject, you know how to penetrate a teacher, you buy one mommy, buy one football, buy one share everything, so that until you will not get the attention you want. I want to trace you to your office. Although I've been talking with Sister Aisha, so she has been guiding me. She has been doing so well. But still, I still want to go further. I want to practice what you have been teaching us. That's what I mean. I will follow you.
You can practice it, practice as much as you want from anywhere in the world that you are. So trust me, it's just implementation. Like I always encourage people, just implement, and you would get the results you want. That's one thing. Like we have people from 36 countries, and they have implemented and gotten their results. So for me, I always say, like, it is not me as a person, it is a knowledge that is in my head, which is what I'm disseminating right now. So thank you so much for your contribution.
Thank you so much more. Thank you, ma.
Right now because of time. Thank you. Thank you, everybody that's joined us this night. Thank you so much. And on this note, I'm going to allow everyone to be able to unmute themselves and say good night and God bless. If you would like to unmute yourself, good night. I spent 2 hours here. I can't do this again next week.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Good night. Good night,
Good night.
everyone.
Thank
Good night,
you.
Mr. Bolaji.
Thank
All
you.
of us,
Good
we need to
night.
connect. Oh, we need to
Good
connect.
night. Thank you
Good
very much.
night.
Thank you, Dr. Derry.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you so much.
God bless you.